up a season-altering weekend of college football with Pac-12 action here in Tucson. Number 19 UCLA visiting Arizona. Both teams at 6-2. Both teams with hopes of winning the division. And here are where things stand in the Pac-12 South. Arizona State had a tough one today, but they maintained their lead at 5-1. UCLA looking for a return trip to the Pac-12 championship game. And both of these schools here still get to play the Sun Devils. So tonight's game, critical to stay in the race. See if you can get to that Pac-12 championship. On a beautiful night here in Tucson as the Wildcats have arrived. The fireworks going off in the desert. And a big one in the Pac-12 South. As we say good evening, everybody. So glad you're with us. Joe Tessitore alongside my partner, Matt Millen. UCLA on the back end of that brutal middle of the schedule at Stanford, at Oregon. Now all their goals are still ahead of them. And you can always attach those goals to their star quarterback, Brett Hundley.
And if you haven't seen Brett Hundley, boy, you're missing a lot. Just a sophomore, grew up right here in Arizona. This is one talented guy. Now, is he a finished product? No, he's not. But let me tell you about it. This is a kid who can beat you with his arm. He can also beat you with his feet. He's adept at both sides. Is he accurate? Absolutely. Take a look. Throws the back shoulder, throws the front shoulder, throws to the corner. All the throws he can make. He can also beat you with his eyes to his feet. When he sees it, he's not afraid to take off tests. He's dangerous. Both sides, got size, has speed. He, as UCLA will go, as Brett Hundley goes.
Let's turn our attention to the Arizona offense. It's pretty simple when you talk about Arizona because they've got Ka'deem Carey, who comes into this weekend as the nation's leading rusher in yards per game. He has 11 straight games with over 100 yards rushing.
Well, Hundley takes UCLA where they're going. Ka'deem Carey takes Arizona exactly where they're going. Now, there are a lot of players out there in the NCAA. There's some outstanding running backs. They're bigger, they're faster, they get better, quicker. They're all those things. But nobody has the completest package as much as Ka'deem Carey. He's a powerful guy. He runs through tackles. He's a determined guy. You can see it in the way he runs. They go to him all the time. The most impressive part about Ka'deem Carey, everybody knows he's getting the ball, and he still puts up 150 a game.
He's got an All-America if we're going to track him down tonight.
Ooh, Anthony Barr, number 11 right there. That's going to be a first-round pick. This kid's got it all. He can run. He can beat you off the edge. He's tough in the run game. He is a pleasure to watch. If you haven't seen him, keep your eyes on him. It's as good as it gets in college football.
UCLA hasn't won here in the desert since 2003. Arizona happy to be back home after just one home game over the last 54 days. Kickoff is next between the Bruins and the Wildcats.
Now both father and son could not be happier with the decision. In fact, Brett Sr. spends a lot of time talking to his son about football, says he sees his drive and his purpose, and he's really focused on bringing UCLA back to national dominance here.
I think everything has worked out just fine. UCLA won the toss, they deferred, so Arizona to receive here, and they get the touchback to start the game, which will allow us to introduce you to B.J. Denker, his 10th career start. Been playing better the last 4 games with 7 touchdowns and just an interception over that span. And he can run the ball, Matt.
Yeah, and the thing about B.J. Denker is he has gotten more confident as the season's gone on. We had a great talk with him yesterday. He believes he's playing his best football, and that counts for a lot.
Play action to start the game as he gets it complete to Terrence Miller. And anytime you play action with Ka'deem Carey, you're going to get some attention. Free those guys up.
Now this UCLA defense, they've struggled a little bit against the run. Everybody on that defensive front knows where Ka'deem Carey is. So let's see what Rich Rodriguez does in terms of how he tries to use it.
Of course, you always see up-tempo with a Rich Rodriguez offense as Carey gets his first rushing attempt of the night, tackled by Eric Kendricks and Ellis McCarthy.
You'll hear Kendricks' name a lot as you look at Rich Rodriguez. He believes that the first down is the most important one you can get. You can build off that.
See the defensive signals coming out here on 3rd and 2 with Denker in the gun.
Walking down again.
And he goes option and passes off of it for a first down to Terrence Miller again. And that is a big part of their option.
And that's the triple option, really, that we were talking about with him yesterday. And that's also, Tess, the confidence and the difference in this offense and the player from the beginning of the season.
Now trying to extend this first down play and tucking it, running it as he tiptoes the sidelines down near the 36-yard line. Good opening drive so far for Arizona.
Well, B.J. Denker, not a very big guy. I mean, you know, he walked in yesterday. I was like, where's the rest of you? and he's playing with great confidence. You can see the difference in him.
2nd and 1, and they move the chains again with Ka'deem Carey.
Ka'deem Carey is one of those players that you watch him on tape and you go, okay, solid player. And you get here and you watch him in person and you're more impressed with him in person than you are on tape.
Carey this time was met by Kendricks right away. Kendricks missed last week. Been dealing with a couple of injuries the past few weeks. Was hit in the kidney area against Stanford and then hurt his shoulder against Oregon. Second and 10. Denker. Can he escape this? As he was pushed out of bounds that time by Myles Jack, the freshman linebacker, and you hear the reaction from the home crowd.
Watch Myles Jack. He's going to get right to the edge. I think this is a good call. A good non-call, I should say.
Third and 10, it makes it. This is Daniel Jenkins. Jenkins trying to use the blocks in front, but he was cut down at about the 27-yard line.
Tess, usually when you send your two blockers out front, at least one of them gets a piece of a defender. On that last time, both guys went out and they whiffed. That's nice by Kendricks, though. In space, making a guy miss, sets up this field goal.
44-yard attempt by the senior from Philly, Jake Smith. Well-traveled college career for Smith. And he puts it through. Brett Hundley now will get his turn. Last week he had the highest quarterback rating of anybody in college football. And all the scouts, they like his upside. Todd McShay has him as the 3rd-ranked quarterback if he was to come out for the NFL draft. But folks around Westwood don't want to hear anything like that.
You know, and if I were to speak with Hundley and advise him, I would tell him to stay in, because he's still not there yet. He holds on to the ball a little bit too much, but he has all the raw skills. Sees the field pretty well. He can beat you with his feet, like I mentioned. But another year would help him.
Jake Smith to kick away here. And Devin Fuller's going to return it from his own end zone. And good strides for Fuller out past the 30-yard line. Hundley, plenty of time downfield for Shaq Evans, wide open. What a start for UCLA. 66-yard strike, Hundley to Evans.
Didn't waste any time. Went right after the corner. McKnight got on top of him, and that was it, Tess. First thing you noticed was great protection, and it was just step and throw for Hundley.
Last week, the highest QBR in all of college football, and he keeps the momentum going right here at Arizona. Welcome home, the kid from Chandler, Arizona. He said, "Dad, I got it. did he ever. 66-yarder to Shaq Evans. 6th touchdown catch of the year for Shaq Evans moments ago. 66-yard touchdown catch on the first play of the game. Amy Fairbairn will punch this through the end zone. Wide open and stretching out for the catch is the freshman Nate Phillips.
And Nate Phillips is going to be a good player. Not a real big guy, Tess, but he's got a little juice to him, and he'll go get the ball like you just saw.
21-yard reception for Phillips. Now Ka'deem Carey slicing through the middle of that UCLA defense. It was Myles Jack who finally got to him.
He'll get you on your heels. He's an outstanding back.
Ka'deem Carey tried to spin free as he got just inside the 20-yard line. Adams and Jefferson combining for the tackle.
This is where Arizona has got to be good. They've got to punctuate these drives with 6 points. They can't get 3. They get downside in here in the red zone, and they've got to come away with 6.
2nd and 4 option. Denker throws again off of it and once again finds Terrence Miller, but about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Daniel Jenkins in the backfield now with B.J. Denker. There's Jenkins on the option, and it'll depend on the spot. Thanks, Reese. Joe Tessitore, Matt Millen, Maria Taylor with you here in the desert. Number 19 UCLA and Arizona back and forth early here. We got a 4th down and inches for Arizona on their 2nd possession of the game, driving against this Bruins defense.
One thing I don't like about this offense, he should be up under center.
Carey,
That's
I
why.
don't know that he got it. Ball came loose at the end there.
That's why, Tess.
And it is a turnover as Goforth came in. They went for it on 4th down. They didn't come up with it. And UCLA will take over.
Hand the ball back. The one thing it does is it gives you ability to be able to see, have a little bit of vision. But you also, it takes you 4 yards to get to the line of scrimmage instead of hitting it quick. This is not a very big offensive line. And so what they try to do is just get in front of you. And in that particular case, they got pushed back and Carey gets stopped.
So a turnover on downs. Hundley with plenty of time, and he's able to find the receiver that time, as it was Jordan Payton. And there is his father, Brett, who played football here at Arizona, was a running back here in Tucson back in the mid-'80s. Paul Perkins now in the backfield with Hundley. And he will get his first carry of the night and patiently waited for those blocks and then cut it straight up field. Suafilo, the left tackle, did a really nice job paving the way for Perkins there.
What you're trying to do in the run game is make the defense make their move so that you can counter off of it. That's really the whole run game.
Perkins again, this time to the near side, but he was met by Tremaine Bondurant. And once again, we're seeing a heavy dose of Perkins and Thigpen, because Jordan James, who was one of the top rushers in the nation earlier this year, now missing his 4th game, out with an injury, the running back for UCLA. Empty backfield now for Hundley. Pressure right up the middle. He tucks it, runs it, and does so well in doing so. Took a big hit at the 30-yard line, but moves the chains with a 17-yard run.
Good coverage down the field. Tevis came up and made the tackle, and Hundley is going to have to be able, you can't do this. He's going to have to get down to a Halamaka.
He was providing that pressure right up the middle.
Yeah, you don't last long doing that. He's got to get down, take a slide.
Inside Carey that time, as they were stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, as Perkins couldn't find much room.
Look at this UCLA offensive line. I see a big difference. I remember when Coach Jim Moore came in here a year ago, looked at his group, and it was not a real physical looking group. You put the tape on now, you've got 3 young guys in the middle, 2 freshman guards, sophomore center, and they're more physical. They come off the ball, and they're getting better each week.
Freshman starters at left guard, and right tackle. And swing it to the near side, and nothing doing as Thigpen was met by Jonathan McKnight. It was McKnight who got beat on the opening play of offense for UCLA tonight, as Evans got behind him.
They're going to have to account for Hundley's feet here somehow.
Third and 14. Extending the play, calling traffic downfield, and getting the first down to Shaq Evans. He settled inside down there at about the 18-yard line, and Hundley waited to find him.
Well, you said the operative. It's waited. And the reason he could wait is because he bought time with his feet getting outside. Evans does a nice job of picking up 15 on a 3rd and 14, but because he sits back inside that zone, Hundley's able to find him.
First down, UCLA. This is Devin Fuller. And Fuller gets it to the 15-yard line. He was met by Jared Tevis. There's Hundley on 2nd and 7. Blockers in front. Can he get to the outside? Keeps his footing, and how about that? Brett Hundley. What balance. 15-yard rushing touchdown for Hundley.
Heck, he looked like his old man running there, didn't he?
And his father was loving that.
Dad's an old running back, and that's exactly what son looked like right there. He looked like he had outstanding run skills, and that's because he does.
Dad played here at Arizona, but rooting on his son against the home team. You know, those Bruin fans watching back at Seppi's in Westwood. How about a 14-3 lead for number 19? The Super Soft does it. UCLA hasn't won here in Tucson since 2003. As everybody was primed to get off to a good start, but the Bruins 14-3 as Brett Hundley has A rushing touchdown and that 66-yard beauty on their first offensive play of the game with Shaq Evans. And Baker will just take a knee. How will Arizona respond? Just over half a minute to play here in the first quarter. 1st and 15, and that was almost intercepted as Myles Jack jumped in front and got his hands on it.
Tess, Myles Jack, you UCLA fans and Pac-12 fans out there, you're going to get used to his name.
He's got huge upside, doesn't he, Matt?
Just a freshman. Has great instincts. He sees the whole field extremely well, reads things well. He's fun to watch.
And a freakish athlete. 2nd and 15. Here's the lefty Denker again, taking a shot downfield, and that ball was almost intercepted. It was right on the right hand of Anthony Jefferson covering Terrence Miller. Not a well thrown ball.
Hung up a little bit too much. Ball hangs. If he had Terrence Miller, if he could have gotten back underneath, he had a shot at it, but it looks like he tripped in the middle of it. Sets up this 3rd and long, a position that Rich Rodriguez is not real happy about with this. He doesn't like to be in this position.
No, they like to manage down and distance with that good running game. And right on a seam that time, it is off the hands of Terrence Miller, who was covered by Eric Kendricks.
That was a really well thrown ball. Denker put it right where he had to. Watch this, right down the slot. He gets on top of Kendricks. That should be, ooh, that's a great job by Kendricks at the end. Did you see that, Tess? Watch him get his hand up.
Right at the end, disrupting that.
Really well done by Kendricks.
Junior linebacker who led the Pac-12 in tackles per game last year, and a real playmaker in the middle of that UCLA defense. There's Drew Riggleman on to punt away. And Shaq Evans is going to let it bounce. And it does so down at about the 23-yard line. 7 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Here's Hundley and what should be the last play of the first quarter, as he gets it complete to Devin Lucien. And what a quarter it was for the sophomore quarterback, Brett Hundley. 66-yard touchdown pass and a 15-yard touchdown run, and a nice cushion to get the night underway. UCLA number 19. First time since 2001 that UCLA has started the season ranked and stayed there this many weeks into the season.
Brett Hundley has not thrown an incompletion.
7 for 7 to start the night. And here's Lucien again as he stays in for a moment there and gets it depending on the spot. Let's see, they'll put that on the 29-yard line. So 3rd down and 4 for UCLA.
They have to account for Hundley, but they need to tighten their coverage on the outside.
It's Shaq Evans to the near side.
Big
split
cushion.
Wide. That is a big cushion, isn't it? Look at that as they lay off Evans on 3rd and 4. Hundley looks that way, then tries to get free, and he escapes and reverses field, picks up a block, but then more of the Arizona defenders converge on him, as it was Marquise Flowers able to find Brett Hundley.
Tess, that was nice design by Jeff Castile, Arizona's defensive coordinator. They showed you that big cushion on the outside, and then as soon as the ball was snapped, you're going to watch him jump back down inside and take away the underneath throw or the quick throw. See it right there? And because he does that, Hundley has to pull it down, and they were able to get the sack. Oh, a fake.
It's a fake, and it's overthrown.
Never trust a kicker. That's what I always say. Flag on a play, Tess.
We will check on the flag. They had it there for the taking. From their own 25, Jim Mora goes with the fake punt.
It was wide open.
Mills was downfield on the offense. Several players. That penalty's declined.
Sean Covington, the punter, had Myles Jack, but the penalty's going to go the other way on him anyways.
Yeah, this is the right call. I mean, they knew exactly what they wanted. Jack just slips out in the into the flat, and Covington throws like a kicker, which is to say it's incomplete.
He just moonballed that thing beyond Myles Jack.
Blackie, our spotter up here, former kicker, he's giving me the dirty eye over here.
So now here's Arizona with this thing just served up for them as they will take over at the 25-yard line. And Denker's going to go for it. As he was looking for Wharton, but he was covered by Randall Goforth.
Goforth was right there, didn't bite on anything, and kept great position. Denker just threw it up. He threw it up high. Goforth does a nice job. See how he stays on top? That's well done.
Denker now on the option. Full stride for Denker as he gets it down near the 10-yard line. But you can see when he shifts into that next gear what he's capable of.
That was pretty quick. He's quick and he's decisive. That's what I like. He makes his reads and he's off and running.
First and goal, Arizona. Ka'deem Carey inside the 5, down near the 3. Coming into tonight as the nation's leading rusher in yards per game. 11 straight 100-yard games for Carey. Last team to hold him under was this UCLA squad. Second and goal. He gets another chance trying to fight his way in.
Oh, he's tough.
We're waiting for the call here.
I don't see a signal. He thinks he scored. The officials are still talking about it.
4 officials are down near the goal line, and now they say touchdown.
That was all Ka'deem Carey.
As you saw Jack Falliard, the referee, get with Stephen Kovac, his line judge, and they took their time to make the call.
Tess, watch him finish this thing. Look at his hit, and he just doesn't quit on it. He keeps on going, nice spin until he is able to get the ball back over right there. That's a good call by the, I don't know what they were waiting for.
Well, they saw the initial forward progress denied, and then he had the second effort there.
He never quit on it. That's impressive.
Pretty much sums him up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That is his running style. Takes on the contact. Always drives the legs. Never quits on a play. Ka'deem Carey with Mom Tisha rooting him on. Closes the gap here, 14-10 game. As Arizona feeling a little momentum. No doubt about it. Paul Perkins now almost broke free, but he goes for 10.5 yards. So first down for UCLA out to the 41. Here's Hundley now, has the option. And he was looking for a block on the outside from Devin Fuller. As Hundley gets it just beyond the 45-yard line. Brett Sr. looks on. His son got off to such a good start. First offensive play was a 66-yard touchdown throw. Second and 5. Perkins tried to lower the pads there and drive ahead. It was Tevin Hood who tracked him down.
Nice job by Suafilo, the left tackle. That sets up this 3rd and short. They've had 2 successive 3rd down conversions in this drive. Let's see what's happened.
Myles Jack is back in on offense.
He's in there for a reason, Tess. You don't just put him in just for show.
Starting linebacker in on 3rd and 2. And maybe he should be an Iron Man and be playing both ways all the time. Another first down for UCLA.
You see him? See, he wants to stay, and they are. They're going to let him in. That's a fat Jack.
This is a dynamic young freshman. Great athlete, starting outside linebacker, and now 2 carries on the night. And picks up another first down. And they'll stay with this loaded backfield diamond formation with Jack. This time they pass out of it. And he gets it complete. As UCLA is having success now. That was Jordan Zumwalt. You got guys playing both ways, every which way here.
Yeah, that's another linebacker. The linebackers are taking over the game. I don't know if you know that. Linebackers
in your world, linebackers would take over everything.
Yes, exactly.
And once again, look at Jack and look at this burst.
This kid is
He is explosive in those first couple of steps.
Tess, that kid, he's a legitimate runner.
Now keep in mind, Jordan James, normal starting running back, is out again with an injury. Stephen Manfro isn't available to play. They're down to Perkins, Thigpen, Jones, so why not? He's proven he can do it. And here he is again, Myles Jack, inside the 15-yard line.
I love his demeanor. I mean, he's the way he's running is just all out.
Myles Jack, by the way, is now UCLA's leading rusher, 4 carries for 54 yards. As they go back to Paul Perkins and Damian Thigpen on 2nd and 2. Hundley straight ahead inside the 10, and it'll be 1st and goal Bruins.
And here comes Myles Jack back in, along with a host of others. Kenny Clark is in, Cassius Marsh is in.
2 defensive linemen and a linebacker coming in on offense. How much fun is Jim Mora having and Noel Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator, having with this? That was a bad snap. To see if Myles Jack can make up for it as he spins his way maybe for a yard there, attacking by Tua Halamaka.
You don't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I want to play running back. So I'm sure there's running back in his background through high school. And then let me also say this. Most linebackers, Tess, are former running backs. The ones who have very good vision have played on the other side of the ball. And it's easy to see now why Myles Jack has such good instincts on the defensive side.
Noel Mazzoni, offensive coordinator, staying with this personnel group here. 2nd and goal. Hundley, play action. Has time. Now he's going to tuck it, run it, shakes free for a moment, and is inside the 5. It'll be 3rd and goal there as the clock counts down to 22 seconds, and UCLA will use a timeout. 3rd and goal here for UCLA. 22 seconds remaining in the half. A 15-play drive that has seen defensive players on offense with great productivity. To the end zone, Hundley. Oh, did he stab it? Yes! Shaq Evans stayed with it, got the foot down, and what a play.
That was great by Shaq Evans. McKnight had a chance. He's in great position. Turn your back. Oh, he tips it. Look at the phenomenal job of concentration, getting his feet in and having control of the ball.
Let's see about that control of the ball. Yeah. He did a great job stabbing the foot down. Does he have control here? Not gonna matter, as they will not review it. That was a tremendous athletic effort by Shaq Evans, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets right there, Ted.
A very entertaining first half. Go down to the field to Maria Taylor.
Coach, UCLA goes 90 yards on their final possession. What did you see from your defense in that series?
Well, we're not executing very well on either side of the ball. We got to get off blocks a little bit better. That's the biggest thing. We're struggling to get off blocks defensively and offensively. We're not sustaining our blocks.
You said that first downs and tempo are very important to this offense. How would you rate the efficiency in those two areas?
Well, we got some first downs, but we messed up on the short yardage one on the second drive, and we just got to execute a little bit better. You know, we dropped a couple balls, and we just got to play a whole lot better in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
2 touchdowns by Shaq Evans. Long drive just before the half gives UCLA a 21-10 lead. Let's join Reese, Lou, and Mark back in the studio for the BMW halftime report. Number 19 UCLA with a 21-10 lead on Arizona. Glad you're with us. Been a great weekend of college football. Going to take it deep into the night here with some Pac-12 action. Joe Tessitore, Matt Millen. Brett Hundley, UCLA's quarterback, responsible for 3 touchdowns here.
And he brought his A game. We said they'd go as he goes, and they've been doing extremely well. But he's got some help here tonight. A freshman, Myles Jack, to me, just been the story of the game.
Sure has. How exciting to see what they came up with there at the end of the first half. Hesitation, and then finally a knee by Fuller. But let's talk about Hundley and Myles Jack. And we'll start with Brett Hundley. First offensive play for UCLA. Shaq Evans, 66 yards.
Yeah, down the right sideline, he beat it. And then he didn't stop there because we said you got to pay attention to his feet. He took that one, and that was the second touchdown he occurred.
And then the true freshman linebacker, Myles Jack, doing it every which way.
Yeah, he's making tackles all over the field. Second leading tackler, leading rusher for the UCLans here today.
Second leading tackler, leading rusher. How many times can you ever say that? Here's Devin Fuller. There is Myles Jack, who was a good high school all-around athlete.
Oh, and a fantastic running back. You can see Myles Jack, see the yards, 3 tackles. Hundley doing exactly what they expect him to do, and he's delivered.
2nd and 4. As they go with Paul Perkins. Depend on that spot, but maybe just a half yard short of that 35-yard line. Tackled by Jared Tevis. Rich Rodriguez happy to be back home here. They played 4 of their last 5 on the road. Had a couple bye weeks.
Showing a man look with safeties over the top.
And they bring pressure against Hundley. They pick it up and they get it complete to Shaq Evans for a first down out near midfield.
Nice protection. Shaq Evans is one-on-one on the outside, and all he does is just drive him off, and there's a nice cushion. He just takes advantage of it. Devin Holiday makes the tackle, but not before he gets the first.
Holiday, just a freshman, matching up there.
It's a tough matchup for him.
Sure is. Play action. He gives it one pump. And now Hundley downfield gets it complete. This is Duarte. And Thomas Duarte inside the 15-yard line.
Nice run by Duarte at the end, but that whole thing was on Hundley. Hundley should have been sacked, but because of his strength and power, and watch his feet and balance, runs right through it, is able to find him, narrowly missing a pick. He picks up 38.
Thigpen now. And he is taken down for a loss that time by Marquise Flowers.
I've been spoiled here in the first half. I'm looking for Myles Jack.
We're yet to see the defensive players come in on this offensive series, as there is Myles Jack, the overly athletic freshman. I think Jack himself is anxious to get in that 2nd and 12. And Hundley somehow kept his balance even there on the sideline as 2 defenders came charging in. The first to come after him was Scooby Wright.
He's a powerful sucker, man. That's a big kid, 6'3", 220-some pounds. He does not go down easy, has great balance. He's fun to watch.
3rd and 14. Hundley just throws this away. His coverage downfield. And it'll be 4th down. And they will send on Ka'deem Carey.
Tess, that was a big stop right there for Arizona. That right there, if they had picked up a first, they'd had a chance to let this thing get out of hand. Instead, they hold it to still within reason here if they hit this field goal.
He's made 8 of his last 9. And he puts that right through. So it's a 2-touchdown margin for Jim Mora and the Bruins. Great facilities here at the University of Arizona.
Yes. How could they be running when there's a football game going on?
That bothers you in general,
Yeah.
just the fact they're running and there's not like a bacon sandwich in front of them. As
Maybe if they were running after,
stick.
if they were running after a bacon burger, I could understand it. But they should be running over here to watch this game because we got some good things going on.
24-10, UCLA on top of Arizona. Jared Baker was tripped up that time. And BJ Denker is going to slide down just beyond the 25.
This is a critical drive right here for Arizona. They're down 2 scores. They're not out of it. They've been moving the ball. It's on Denker right here. Denker's got to make some plays.
And makes one right there as he ropes it to Terrence Miller.
He's very capable. I'm looking at him in person, Tess. This is an impressive kid. We talked about his confidence and how he's growing. You can see it right through this game.
Here he tucks it, runs it. He's got good wheels as he goes forward that time, and in doing so, gets the first down to UCLA's 45, a 13-yard run by the senior quarterback. He's looking to get that tempo going. Always critical with the Rich Rod offense. Here's Grant. Samaji Grant made the first man miss and then forced out at the 40 by Randall Goforth.
Nice job of Samaji getting out there and taking advantage of the block that was afforded him at the top.
Rich Rodriguez guided Arizona to a school record in total yards last year. Here they have 201 to UCLA's 323 so far. Ka'deem Carey came into the night as the nation's leading rusher as he just drives those legs and moves the chains again.
Got himself like 63, 64 yards.
He's averaging 153.1 a game. Remember, 11 straight games over 100 yards is the longest streak in the country. See if he can keep that going tonight. First down at the 23. Important drive for Arizona to respond here. And Grant down inside the 19-yard line, tackled by Ishmael Adams.
Terrence Miller's doing a nice job. They're able to make this because Miller does a good job at the top in getting the block and gives him room to be able to get something. Sets up this 2nd and 5.
6'4", 233 is Terrence Miller, creating a little room for the 5'9", 173 Samaji Grant. These freshman receivers, a little undersized, but they've been active for Arizona. 2nd and 6. Pressure off the edge, throws it to the near side, gets it complete inside the 10. Down inside the 5 is David Richards.
Nice job by this offensive line and a really good job. Ka'deem Carey in the backfield has been money when it comes to blocking. Keep in mind, we haven't mentioned at all Anthony Barr the whole night.
And here he is. Up in the air, he lost the ball. And this is going to be a touchback, UCLA. Oh, it was a golden opportunity for Arizona.
Guess who got it?
Myles Jack. It was Jordan Zumwalt who forced the fumble. And Myles Jack, just say his name time and time again tonight, around the ball again.
Ka'deem Carey goes vertical and then comes right down in his head. Zumwalt was right on it. The ball is out as he's in air. Zumwalt hits him. The ball flips out. And then Carey, I believe, is short. Yeah, he's short when the ball comes out.
It was Randall Goforth and Zumwalt getting in there on the tackle as they're looking to see if he. Yep, he was just short of the goal line. As you saw Randall Goforth's helmet come in and Jordan Zumwalt making the tackle and jarring that ball loose. And Myles Jack jumping on it as Ka'deem Carey was launching his way to try to cut into this UCLA lead. To Pasadena. As the Arizona front does a good job. They're fighting for what they assume to be a loose ball.
Yeah,
you see Marquise
like
Flowers coming up with it. We'll see what the officials have to say about this. See them still huddled and talking it over.
There was a fumble on the play.
Hey.
Boy, did Arizona need that. That was Tevin Hood who forced the fumble, and then Marquise Flowers fought for it and quickly got up.
Meanwhile, Thigpen ended up hobbling off.
You see Damian Thigpen, I don't know that he ever secured the ball here.
And that's what it was, because his knee is clearly down, but there's no control of the ball. There's no control there, and it's still moving, and that's why they declared a fumble.
Thigpen never fully had it.
Devin Wood right in the middle of it.
And there is Thigpen. And keep in mind the injuries they have at running back, as Jordan James didn't travel and Stephen Manfro is out. They're down to Perkins and Thigpen, and then the linebacker Myles Jack. Here's Denker now. And he gets this complete inside the 15-yard line that time, as he's been sprinting to that far side and throwing back against the grain. This time it works to Nate Phillips.
This Denker kid, he's got something to him.
He's a gamer.
He's got something to him. He's got a little toughness there.
And here he goes inside the 10-yard line.
I'm liking this kid. He's not afraid to take it up. He's playing with great confidence. He's not afraid to throw the ball. He's throwing it on the line.
Keep in mind, though, they need to finish and secure that ball 2 times inside the red zone tonight. A turnover on downs, and then just moments ago, the fumble as they were approaching the goal line. Can Ka'deem make up for it? Ka'deem Carey is going to be just about 1.5 yards short of that line to make. Kenny Clark with the tackle.
Keep in mind, on their very first drive, they ended up having to settle just for 3 points when they drove the whole length of the field.
3rd and 1 here. Denker wrapped up and thrown down by Jordan Zumwalt. Boy, oh boy, was he in the backfield like that.
That right there is great discipline by Zumwalt. This right here, this play is all about discipline because it's assignment football. He knows he has, after the mesh point, he's got the quarterback if he comes out. Zumwalt just plays it perfectly. Watch him come off the edge. Eyes are at the mesh, makes the play. It's a big-time play right there.
And with under 2.5 minutes remaining here, career for Smith. And he puts it through. They wanted 7. Zumwalt denied it. Here, of course, Arizona's used to having high-octane offense with Rich Rodriguez and the up-tempo spread option. Tonight it's being held to 13 points by these athletic linebackers of UCLA. And this is Devin Fuller. And Fuller, with a flag down, gets it out to the 29-yard. Jim Mora's team backed up to the 12-yard line with an 11-point lead here in the final couple minutes. UCLA's first penalty assessed to them tonight. They have struggled with penalties this year. Look at that strike by Hundley as he gets it to Devin Lucien.
Got it
and
out.
did the ball come loose again? Right at the end of that play, looked like Tremont Bondurant came in and stripped it away, and it's Arizona football.
That's a great job. Now, we're going to have to see, Tess, if his knee wasn't down before the ball came out. Because as he turns upfield, he goes to start to pull it out. I don't know. That's a tough one. It looks like he had control until the end. I would say that's going to be down by contact.
Now keep in mind, the call on the field is a fumble. They are reviewing it, so they have to have the indisputable video evidence that says otherwise, that it was still in possession at the moment that the knee. The ruling on the field, a fumble.
After further review, it's determined that the runner's knee was down prior from the ball becoming loose.
That's the right call. They can do it if they want here.
First down on the field.
But it's the right call.
So the call reversed as they ruled fumble on the field. You see Rich Rodriguez's reaction to it.
The knee's down right there. There's still control, and it comes out at the end. So that's a good call by the officials.
Devin Lucien being coached up there. Ball security. 28-yard gain. First down at the 40-yard line for the Bruins. Here's Hundley, who has so much time again, and now spins, turns, and the ball comes loose again as Hundley jumps back on it. It was Scooby Wright coming all the way around, chasing him down, number 31.
Like Halamaka was down there, but Scooby Wright missed him the first time, got back up, and got after him again. This defense is playing with a lot of heart.
There is Scooby, 7.5 tackles for loss, leading the team this season. Second and 11, long throw as he gets it to Jordan Payton.
Jonathan McKnight right there on top of it. Bondurant right there again. It sets up another third down.
Final minute of this third quarter, a third quarter that was filled with opportunity for Arizona to cut into UCLA's lead.
The zoo has come alive.
Arizona Zoo. 3rd and 5. This defense looks for a stop here. Perkins in the backfield with Brett Hundley. Here's Hundley now. Cuts back to the inside. One last move.
Short.
And it looks like he may be about a yard short.
Tess, that's a fantastic effort by that defense of Arizona. They rushed 3. They rushed 3, drop 8, and they still got pressure and sets up this 4th down.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. An important game in the Pac-12 South. Arizona will have the ball when we start the 4th. They punt away. Start of the 4th quarter here in Tucson. Joe Tessitore, Matt Millen, Maria Taylor with you as number 19 UCLA is ahead 24-13. Sean Covington punting away. Fair catch down around the 11-yard line by Phillips. Maria.
Yeah, guys, starting left tackle for UCLA, Xavier Suafilo, came off complaining about breathing onto the sideline. The trainers ended up giving him an oxygen mask and a tank. He's working with them right now. And then running back, Damian Thigpen, he's out for the game. He has ice on that left ankle. Remember, he was coming back from that ACL tear from last November. So it's hard to see him on the sideline again with another injury to the opposite leg, guys.
Running back has been a tough spot with injuries for the Bruins. Here's one of the very best running backs in the country, Ka'deem Carey. I think Mom liked that Tisha looking on as Carey now is over 100 yards. So that is 12 straight games over 100 yards. That is the longest streak among all FBS players. (16 school records for Carey. We told you the 12 straight games now over 100 yards. And here he breaks free into the secondary of the Bruins as he was just taking Eric Hendricks for a ride. And a flag is down inside the 20-yard line.
See how he finished that run, Tess? Both hands on the ball. He was not going to let anybody pop that thing out. He is fun to watch. That's an outstanding running back. Watch him finish this thing. Both hands on it.
There is no foul for a late handling play. Play was legal.
And he had 300-pound Eddie Vanderdoes coming down on him at the end of that play, and that got the reaction from the crowd. But here comes Arizona.
And here comes the red zone, where they have not been good at all tonight.
Turnover on downs, turnover on the fumble, and a couple of field goals. Daniel Jenkins now as they give Ka'deem Carey a breather for a moment. Well, he earns every inch of it, doesn't he? 25 carries, 144 yards. Remember, he averages 153.1 coming into tonight. 2nd and 5. Jenkins again tries to slither his way down to the 15-yard line.
Test, here they are again. They're in that 3rd down again. They've lost it on downs. They've been stuffed and had to kick field goals. They've fumbled inside. This down right here this has been a killer for them.
Carey's back in here on 3rd and 3. UCLA showing a front that's coming after them. Denker to the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona! Nate Phillips.
That's a great throw by Denker, but Tess, it was only made possible by a great block by Ka'deem Carey on the edge that allowed him to set. Watch him on the left side of your screen, right there. That's an outstanding throw and an outstanding effort in blocking.
With the score right now, 24-19, an extra point would only make it a 4-point game. So the offense on the field for Jim Mora here in the 4th quarter to try to close to within a field goal. They want this to be a 3-point margin here. 2-point conversion attempt by Arizona. Denker. Incomplete, and no flag comes in. But Arizona with a little Uncle Mo momentum on their side. Denker to Phillips, and we got a ball game in the desert. Don't you just love this college football weekend? And aren't you glad if you're on the East Coast, you're staying up for it? 24-19 as Arizona is mounting a comeback here against number 19 UCLA as Nate Phillips just had the touchdown reception. 5th straight game he's done that. And it's just a 5-point margin here in Tucson.
This is a resilient group.
Here's Brett Hundley. UCLA star quarterback threw it behind Darius Bell that time. Hundley started red hot tonight. First pass of the night was a 66-yard touchdown. He's got a rushing touchdown, couple passing back here in his home state where his father played college football, right here at Arizona. Wants this to be a showcase moment, but they need to respond. Second and 10. He breaks free and then spins for a gain of about 8.5 yards.
He is a strong young man. He does not go down easy. It sets up this 3rd and short yet again.
There is his dad, Brett Sr.
Oh, here comes my guy, Myles Jack.
This is just awesome, folks. If you missed it earlier, 4 defensive players have come in and played in offensive sets for UCLA, including their freshman linebacker, number 30, Myles Jack, who has 54 yards rushing tonight.
And the other backer, Zumwalt, is in.
3rd and 2. And they give it to the linebacker, Jack, and he gets another first down. And here he goes, Myles Jack. How about that? Jacked up indeed.
You can't make this stuff up, Tess. This kid is special good.
That's the fat Jack. 66-yard touchdown run by a freshman linebacker. This is an offensive personnel group that Jim Mora and Noel Mazzoni, the offensive coordinator, put in a couple days ago because they were short on running backs. And it has paid off as Myles Jack has 6 carries for 120 yards. Isn't that something? Oh, by the way, 7 tackles and a fumble recovery on defense. But then this, 66 blazing yards.
If those planes can fly, how about Myles Jack? I think we may have just found them UCLA a new running back, because that kid
is one of the
is amazing.
Ka'deem Carey is the leading rusher in the nation coming into tonight. And look at how a starting linebacker playing part-time on offense on 2 days' notice stacks up. 120 yards. And now he goes out there to play defense. This is one of the great individual performances that I've ever witnessed in all around. Well, 4 different defensive players play on offense tonight. Some as lead blockers, and then Jack is a superstar. Here's B.J. Denker. Pumps it, tucks it, runs with it, and then smartly slides down. But here comes the flag, as it was Anthony Jefferson coming in after B.J. Denker.
I like Denker, too. He's going to go in. There he's down.
Play, personal foul. Late hit by number 23 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Quarterback sliding, you can't do that. So that's 15 yards. And now all of a sudden, Arizona has the ball down to the 42-yard line.
Jim Mora don't like that, but he led with his face, and they're going to call that every time.
Ka'deem Carey, as he took it one gap out to the right side, then cut back, tackled by Myles Jack. I believe that's 8 tackles now on the night for Myles Jack.
Of course, Carey right at his average of 153 yards.
He is so reliable. 2nd and 5. Quick strike to Nate Phillips. It was Phillips who had the touchdown reception.
There's another freshman. Phillips keeps getting better every single week.
Denker himself with 69 yards rushing tonight. Pulls the option and passes off of it and throws just a line drive to David Richards. So that'll be a first down for Arizona.
Heck of a throw, Tess.
And he guns this thing in there.
Yeah, this is a rope. Richards does a nice job of following through on that catch because Sermons is right on top of it.
First down, Arizona has quickly responded after that Myles Jack touchdown run. Can they get 7 of their own now? Ka'deem Carey tackled for a loss. It was Jordan Zumwalt the first to get in there. Second and 11. Denker inside the 10 and into the end zone. Nate Phillips.
Nice pinpoint throw by Denker, and yet another freshman taking the scene here, Tess. Phillips coming through with a big catch and an even better run afterwards. But when you're watching the key right here, look at Ka'deem Carey. Yeah, it's ugly, but guess what? Barr didn't get there.
The All-America linebacker, Anthony Barr, with Ka'deem Carey in his way and just enough time for Denker to get it to Phillips. What a fourth quarter we're having here. You thought your college football Saturday night was over? Not quite yet. Right into Sunday with excitement here in the desert. Joe Tessitore, Matt Millen, Maria Taylor with you on this college football finale. Back and forth they have gone in this fourth quarter, as UCLA is trying to hold on to this lead. Perkins remains in the backfield with Hundley. And he charges out to the 32-yard line, tackled by Jake Fisher.
And Flowers also in on that thing. Flowers has had himself a pretty good night here tonight. He's been active in the run game and also in the pass game.
We're under 4 minutes now. UCLA wants to churn out first downs and run that clock down. That was a beautiful play with Hundley and Bell, as he just went straight into the short seam and he found him in stride.
Yeah, he got right in that seam, and what it was is a little bit of play action off of what they had been running. They put the big men to the left side, they motion him back, and then they give the action of the run, except he just gets right down that seam, and Hundley found him perfectly.
Easy to sell Paul Perkins there, and then just a nice pitch and catch with Hundley and Bell. And that gets them a first down. Out at the 47. And bringing it under 3 minutes here is Paul Perkins. And now it's the UCLA offense that's looking to bring this in for a nice landing here after what has been a wild fourth quarter here in Tucson. 2nd and 6. Arizona with 2 timeouts remaining. Perkins goes for just a couple that time, tackled by Fisher and Hood.
Took another timeout. That's right now. This is the time you put Myles Jack back in. And he is. And this is a smart move right here. It's the package that they've been running. It's the defender package. That's what I'm calling it anyway. But Myles Jack has been money in this package.
Defensive players in the offensive backfield, led by their freshman linebacker on 3rd and 4. But it's Hundley. And it's Hundley being pursued and being taken down hard. That was Scooby Wright, the first to get in there, and Derek Turi running after him. So they bring in Myles Jack in that formation where they've had all the success, and this time they go with Hundley.
I believe that was going to be a throw to Myles Jack down the left sideline. Tess, he was wide open if that was the design of the play. Watch Myles Jack. He's going to go to the right of your screen. He goes down the right sideline. There is no one there. But because of the pressure on Hundley, he couldn't make the throw, and they finish it off with a sack.
Watch at the end here. Does he come in around the helmet there near the face mask?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, oh, boy.
Got away
that
with
could have been a call there. Look at the face mask here at the end as Derek Turi and Keone Bushlew was coming in hard there. Now look at the way the helmet is almost off of Hundley's head, but it'll be 4th and 12. And Arizona has exhausted their timeouts now. Nate Phillips back to receive the Sean Covington punt.
Plenty of time.
And he secures it down at about the 12-yard line. 4.98 hang time for Sean Covington there. So Denker. He pulled it from Carey and was tackled by Ishmael Adams. As they are comfortable as always, going up tempo. Rich Rodriguez offense. 2nd and 7. Denker to pass. Now looking to extend the play.
Throw it away.
Tough to find somebody open as he tried to force it to Carey, who was defended by Myles Jack, who jumped in front of it there.
Yeah, you just got to throw that thing away, live for another down. You're still okay. It's 4-down territory. Or 4-down situation, I should say.
3rd and 7 now. So Denker 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. Doing some pressure. They pick it up. And was there contact there? No flag came in as he was looking for David Richards, who was covered by Brandon Sermons. So it'll be 4th down.
Richards is a big body guy, tried to use the body and didn't get a call, and he shouldn't have. It was well defended.
Arms folded for the time being for Rich Rodriguez as his offense is facing a 4th and 7.
Watch him up there. It's Myles Jack. See if he doesn't bring you a little bit of pressure.
Here he comes. Denker tosses it, and that ball is intercepted by Ishmael Adams. His 4th interception of the year, and it's going to close the door on Arizona's comeback effort.
Nate Phillips, he's in the slot. That is just an awful route. Nate Phillips ran a freshman route, and Adams read it like a book. You have to affect your defender. You don't just go out there and run a banana. As good a game he played, that route was awful.
Just lingered out there. At the 2 touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. But now UCLA holding off the charge by Arizona. They jumped out in front. Remember, Arizona trailed 31-19 with 10 minutes remaining after Myles Jack's play of the day on his 66-yard touchdown run.
I got to tell you, going into this game test, I would have said UCLA wins this thing going away. And I believe that this Arizona team, coached by Rich Rodriguez, they played a great football game. They have a lot less talent than UCLA does, and they're right there with them to the end. That man right there, Ka'deem Carey, that's an All-American right there.
That was a fun night in the desert on a big weekend of college football wrapping up here in the Pac-12. It started Thursday night with Stanford's upset of Oregon, and lasting right through the evening here with UCLA and Arizona putting on a heck of a show in the 4th quarter. Myles Jack, 6 carries, 120 yards, the touchdown on offense. 8 tackles, 2 passes defended, and a fumble recovery on defense. Let's go down to the field to Maria Taylor.
All right, Coach, you get the victory. You got to tell me about the packages that involve defenders, especially Myles Jack, and when you decided to implement those in practice this week.
Well, we've thought about it for a while, about using Myles, and some of those other guys. We've got a good freshman group, but we don't want to put too much on them too soon. And it just seemed like the time was right to use Kenny Clark and use Eddie Vanderdoes and use Myles on offense where they can be effective. And it helped us win tonight.
What's your reaction to the result, the execution that you're able to have in those packages?
It's good. I mean, we didn't practice it a lot. We've got to maybe keep expanding it. But this is a heck of a game. Arizona's a very good team. We're lucky to get out of here with a win. And, hey, we're going to keep trying to utilize our talent the best we can.
All right, congratulations.
Take care.
Thanks, Maria. So Jim Mora's team moves to 7-2. Number 19 survives here in Tucson. They hadn't won here since 2003. 31-26 our final. Stay tuned for SportsCenter coming up next. You're going to hear a lot about Myles Jack and the Tide and the Tigers. SportsCenter is coming up in 15 seconds.